Winter evenings feel warm in the house. The fire glows in the fireplace. Father sits and reads the newspaper. Mother sits at the table and writes stories. After tea, she reads the stories. 3 children sit close together and listen. Bobby smiles and says, "This is the best place in the world." Mother smiles too. One night, the doorbell rings. 2 men in dark coats step inside. They speak in low voices. They go into the library with Father. The children wait on the stairs and hold the rail. Peter whispers, "Why are they here?" Bobby says, "Be quiet. Listen." Then the men come out. Father looks at the children and says, "Be good." One man says, "Come with us." The men take Father away. The front door shuts. Mother comes to the children. The children hold on to her. She does not move. Her hands shake a little. She says, "Go to bed now." She tries to sound calm, but her voice breaks. Morning comes. Father does not return. A day passes. Then another day. Letters come, but not the letter they want. Money grows short. Bills pile up like stones. Mother sits at the table and stares at the papers. Peter asks, "Will Father come back soon?" Mother looks up and says, "We will do our best, my dear." Soon she makes a decision. "We must go," she says softly. So they begin to pack. Bobby folds clothes with careful hands. Peter carries boxes and pretends it is easy. Phyllis holds her little treasures in her apron. They say goodbye to the rooms they love. They say goodbye to soft chairs and bright curtains. They travel far into the countryside. Their new house is small. It is old. It feels a little cold inside. A railway line runs near the house. On the first day, a whistle sounds. The ground trembles softly. A train rushes past, black, loud, and fast. Smoke trails behind it like a ribbon. Peter shouts, "Did you see that?" Phyllis laughs. "It sounds like a giant," she says. From then on, the railway becomes their daily friend. They watch the trains every day. They wave at the drivers. Sometimes a driver waves back. Sometimes passengers smile from the windows. Bobby says, maybe Father can feel us waving." They walk to the station and learn the times. They learn the signals. They meet the porter and the signalman. The porter smiles when he sees them. The signalman nods as if he trusts them. At home, Mother works harder than ever. She writes stories for money. She writes in the daytime. She writes late at night. A small lamp burns beside her hand. Sometimes she stops and rubs her eyes. Then she writes again. Bobby stands by the door and asks, "Are you sick, Mother?" Mother lifts her face and smiles a little. "No, my dear," she says. "Just tired." The children try to help in small ways. They fetch water. They carry coal. They sweep the floor. They keep their voices bright. One morning, an old gentleman appears at the station. He sits on a bench, straight and quiet. He wears fine clothes, but his eyes look tired. The children say, "Good morning." He answers, "Good morning." The next day, they say it again. The third day, he smiles a little. Phyllis whispers, "He is kinder than he looks." They bring him small gifts, a piece of fruit, a kind word. He takes them with slow hands. He says, "You are very kind children. Bobby answers, we just want to be friendly. Days pass, and kindness grows like a small plant. Then danger comes. A boy slips near the tracks. He falls hard and cannot get up. A train is coming. There is no time. Peter shouts, "Stop the train!" Bobby grabs a red cloth and runs. Phyllis runs after her, breathing hard. Bobby waves the red cloth high. She waves with all her strength. The driver sees the red. He pulls the brake. The train shrieks and shudders. Wheels grind. Smoke bursts out. The train stops in time. A man grabs the boy and cries, "Thank God!" After that, people talk about the children. They say the children were brave. They say the children were quick. Soon the children meet a strange man near the station. He looks like an outsider. He looks frightened. He speaks little English. He hides like a hunted animal. Some people mock him. Some people push him away. Bobby steps closer. "It's all right," she says. "We will help you." They bring him food and warm tea. They listen patiently. Slowly, he begins to trust them. One day, he even smiles. Mother helps too. She speaks gently. She gives him a safe place to rest. Peter says he is not a bad man. Mother answers, "No, he is only scared." Then danger comes again. A landslide falls onto the tracks. Stones cover the rails. Mud covers the rails. A train will come soon. The children see it first. Fear rises fast. Bobby says, "We have to warn them." Peter tears the red cloth into strips. Phyllis holds the strips tight. They run along the line and wave red flags. They shout until their throats hurt. The engine comes closer. The driver sees red. He slows. He brakes. The train stops in time again. Workers rush in with tools. People clear stones and mud. Another disaster is stopped. That evening, the old gentleman hears what happened. He looks at Bobby with new eyes. He asks, "Who are you children?" Bobby hesitates. Then she speaks softly. "We used to live in a big house," she says. "Our father is away." The old gentleman does not push her. He only says, "I am sorry." Time passes. Letters come sometimes, but none are from father. One afternoon, the old gentleman asks more questions. He listens very carefully. His face grows serious. At last he says, "This can be fixed." Bobby whispers, "Do you mean it?" He answers, "Yes, I will try." He writes letters to important people. He speaks to men who can help. The children wait. Days pass. Weeks pass. Waiting feels heavy, like carrying a full bucket. Peter says, "What if nothing changes?" Bobby answers, "We keep hoping. That is what we do." Then one morning, a train slows at the station. It stops quietly. A man steps down. He looks thin. He looks tired. The children stare and hold their breath. Bobby whispers, "Is it?" Peter says, "No, it can't be." Then the man looks up. He smiles. It is father. Bobby runs first. Peter runs after her. Phyllis runs crying. They call his name and hold him tight. Tears fall. Joy breaks open like sunlight. Mother comes too. She stops for a moment, hands over her mouth. Then she steps forward. Father says softly, "My dear." No one needs more words. The family is whole again. The little house feels bright now. The railway feels like an old friend. The trains still move. The whistles still sound. The children still wave.